What's up guys? So as warned in previous vlogs, I'm in the same outfit again because I'm trying to bulk record a couple of these things, and today I am going to be talking about why I'm not a full-time author. Now this is something I talked about before, like three I think years ago. That was probably a very poor quality video and I can't actually bring myself to watch it back. I have left it up on the channel just in case you're really bored and you want to go and check it out, but I thought I would redo it, particularly because a lot of people are surprised to find out that I have the glamorous job of working in IT for an energy company. So a lot of people, when they find out that I'm an author, particularly one with several books published and a couple of movie adaptations, they assume that I must be a full-time writer because, like, why wouldn't I be? And for those of you who aren't aware, I got my publishing deal when I was 17. So I was still at school, I'd just sent off my university applications, and while I obviously went ahead with that publishing contract, I also went ahead with university. So I got my physics degree, I got a 2-2 because I wasn't great at it, but I did enjoy it. I went on to get a job. I worked in financial audit and it was not a job I wanted to do, and I took it mostly because they were like, yeah, we'll hire you, and I was like, thank Jesus, someone will hire me. But it wasn't for me, so I was pretty miserable there, and I quit after 9 months. And then for the last, 3 years almost now, I've been working in IT for an energy company. Actually, when I went to set for Kissing Booth 2 last summer, a bunch of people were like, oh yeah, we know you can't stay long because you have a job. Like, what do you do? It must be so exciting. You must work in like entertainment or something creative or like writing or publishing. I was like, no, actually, I help maintain IT systems and services for the people who send you your gas and electric bills. It's really exciting. I do actually really love my job, and that's why I'm still there. And that's actually the primary reason that I am not a full-time author. It's because I always wanted to work in tech. I didn't really know what, but I knew I could see myself doing an office job working in technology somehow, some way. And I've done a couple of roles since I joined the company I work for now, different IT spaces and departments, and I want to continue to like build that career because I really enjoy it. I get something out of it, and it's always what I've seen myself doing. The other advantage actually of having a day job, and that kind of feeds into my reason for not wanting now to be a full-time author, is that I am the kind of person who really desperately needs schedule and routine in my days. So for instance, when I quit my first job, I left at the end of April and I had till September when I started my new job, and I thought, this is great, I have all summer, I have several months to like work on new books and all this sort of stuff. Did I? Heck, I did nothing. And yet last year, working a full-time job, I managed to work on 8 different books last year. I wrote 1 book in 5 weeks. I know I only got a 2-2 in my physics degree, but like the math doesn't add up there. But this is the thing, I'm a procrastinator. I know that about myself. I know that I actually get more done when I have a lot on my plate and I have a lot of different things to juggle. I'm much better at managing my time like that, as opposed to, for instance, if I've got a whole weekend to do nothing, oh, I will do nothing. And now that I know that about myself and I know that's how I work, I don't know that I would ever want to be without some kind of job, because for me I think it would leave me feeling really unfulfilled and probably unmotivated to do anything. And the elephant in the room, of course, and the reason that most authors are not full-time authors or solely authors, is money. And the Society of Authors published a report, I think it was 2018 figures, saying that the average author income, at least for the UK was £10,500 a year, which is pretty shocking. So you probably see many authors who are also like copy editors, or they do a lot of freelance work, things like that, to supplement their income. And that figure might shock quite a few of you because you typically only hear about the big like 6-figure deals and things like that. And I will do another video talking about exactly how authors earn money and how publishing contracts work and advances and royalties and all that kind of thing. But it's worth saying here that a lot of authors also supplement their income through things like translation deals or school visits that they charge for, or different events and things like that, or like I said, freelance work, for instance, editing services. So this isn't something I typically do most of the time, but is linked to the only drawback I can come up with for me not being a full-time author, and that is time off work. So obviously if I was to go and do a school visit, I need to take a day's holiday from work, and if I keep doing that, I am only left with so many days holiday to actually have as holiday. Quite often from work I've taken days off, and when I come back to the office the next day, people will say to me, oh, did you have a nice day off? Did you go see family? What did you do? And I was like, oh no, I went to London to meet my agent and the producers and things like that. Or my personal favourite, when I was working in Swindon in 2018, I had a long weekend off, so Friday and Monday. I was back in work on Tuesday, and a couple of people walked past me in the office and they were like, oh, I haven't seen you for a few days. Do you have a nice time off? Do you go on holiday? Do you go for a long weekend somewhere? Do you see your family? I was like, oh yeah, I went to Brazil. And they were like a couple of them laughed and walked off, and then they came back and they said, oh, where'd you actually go? You know, back to Wales. I was like, no, I went to Sao Paulo for a book event. 12-hour flight each way. And like, that was crazy to them. It's crazy to me, don't get me wrong, but you know, that's how I had to manage it. And I really limited my time off for things like the Biennale in Brazil, because I knew that those were my holiday days, those were my vacation days, and I needed them to like go on holiday with my family or to spend time with my family and friends over Christmas. So I don't do too many events. I don't really do school visits now, which I would like to do more of, but logistically it just wouldn't work out, I don't think, and I kind of made my peace with that. If you happen to be a teacher watching this, I do however offer like Skype calls for schools. I have some fees on my website, link in the description, and you can get in touch with me at author.bethrecalls@gmail.com if you were interested in something like that. But yeah, in a nutshell, that's why I'm not a full-time author, because I want to have a day job, because I don't think I could be without a day job and like be a functioning human, and because like I said, for most authors it's just not feasible because of the money. So like I said, I don't know if especially the money thing will have shocked some of you or surprised you at the very least, if you were under a different impression for a lot of authors. So I'd be interested to know about that in the comments. Please let me know. If you want to hear more from me about like, I guess, time management and productivity stuff and career and having a job, let me know. If you guys are interested in that, I'm happy to do some videos on it, but I don't want to unless you kind of ask, because I'm worried it's going to sound really boring if I talk about like interview tips or like how to give a good presentation and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I will be led by your judgment on that one. But I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned a couple of things, and don't forget you can follow me at Author Beth Recalls on Instagram and Twitter at Recalls if you're not already, and I'll see you guys again soon.